All right, Mr. Tony Black.
Yes, let's do this.
All right. Listen here, ladies and gentlemen. This Nikki J here with the Strength and Silence podcast with comedian extraordinaire Tony Blizzak
Hey, y'all.
in the building. Listen, when I tell you today has been a day of days.
Oh, yeah.
So many different obstacles and challenges that occurred today to try and discourage us. But guess what?
The devil is lying.
The show must go on,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So what we're going to do, we're going to do a little bit different, a little bit of a departure from our normal format of the panel. And I'm going to go ahead and get some of this stuff from Tony on his own. The panel is setting up right now, and we're going to let him go home and rest up his leg, okay? But I want to thank you for hanging in there with us and persevering through
Hey, you supported me for long.
challenges.
You supported me for
Yes.
what?
Yeah, it's been a minute, right?
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite a while.
Right. I've been through 2 relationships. Lord have mercy, Jesus.
Whoa. Y'all came to the shows.
Did. I made them all come.
Come to the shows. I got to see my friends.
Come to the show and see Tony and friends. So this is our second annual men's panel and Father's Day kickback.
Finally, we getting some recognition.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. We're trying to make that a thing because, like I said, we talked about this a little bit. The narrative, the popular narrative is that Black men hate Black women and Black women don't support Black men. And we both know that's a lie.
No, it's not true. You just got to find the right one.
Exactly.
They're out there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Expand your horizons a little bit, right?
Right.
But I've always supported you and what the work that you do.
Right.
And so we wanted to get some positive narratives out there. And that's why we strive to do this every year. We want to make it better year by year.
Right.
And so this year actually is a little bit better than it was, even though we had all these obstacles this morning. But actually, we've stepped it up a little bit this year to go a little bit more in depth, kind of narrow it down. We had about 6 or 8 people last year, but we wanted a more intimate feel because we wanted a more intimate conversation.
Right.
It's very important to us as women that we give you guys space, that we hold space for you, and so that you have a platform for your voices to be heard.
Exactly.
About your issues and the things that are important to you.
Okay.
Now, June being Men's Health Month, a lot of people are saying it's Mental Health Month, but it's actually last month was Mental Health Awareness Month.
Okay.
This month is Men's Health Month.
Yes.
And for us at Strength and Silence podcast, we focus a lot on mental health. And so that's one angle we wanted to, kind of touch on with you guys today. So I got a couple of questions for you.
Oh, yeah. Let's run it.
And we're going to just jump into it, right?
Oh, yeah. Cool.
So we've all heard the narrative to just be a man, right? Women have heard it and
Right.
have said it
Right.
and perpetuated that over the years. But I want to ask you, when you have heard just be a man, what does that mean to you?
Well, for me, when someone say, hey, be a man, stand up. You know what I mean? It's basically like, go ahead, represent, be the man of whatever situation you want to be. So be at the house. If you're going to school, be the man in the classroom. Just be the man. And it's not, trying to push you to do something that you don't want to do. It's something that you need to do. It's be a man. At some point in life, you have to be a man. You have to be held accountable.
Accountability.
Right? Accountability.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, when you start having kids,
For
right?
sure.
You have responsibility. Now you're accountable for someone that you put in this world. So, and that's what that being a man comes in. Because some men can still be kids.
That's true.
And you're trying to raise kids, and you're still a kid yourself. You know what I mean? So you have to, when they say be a man, I know sometimes people take offense. What's wrong? Now, be a man, handle your business.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what that means. Handle your business. Be a man. If you still live with mom, no shade. If you still live with mom, help mom out.
Right.
Don't just sit back and be like, oh, she got it. She got it.
Right.
No, she don't have it. Hey, mom, you need something? You need me to get the groceries this month? You need some money on the light bill? You need some money for rent? Huh? something. Be a man. That's what it's all about. Just step up, step up. It don't mean that, hey, nobody's like pounding on you to do something that, you shouldn't do. It's something that you need to do.
Right.
And that's what it is. Be a man. Step up.
Thank you for that. Do you see in today's society, in this generation, do you see a difference between what be a man means to you in our generation
Oh, yeah.
and this current generation?
Oh. Well, first off, being a man in this generation, there's no more be a man for these young kids and stuff like that. It's like, well, I don't have to be a man. You know what I mean? Because especially if they're young, I don't have to be. I'm still young, but you have to grow up at one point because some of these kids, it's like it's a total different era, a totally different generation.
Indeed.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So if you being a man is like this, right? You created something, and I'm gonna go back to that. Created something you put in the world, but you're constantly in and out of jail, things like that. You're not being a man. You're not taking responsibility. So being the generation now, it's like they really don't care. As you remember growing up, right? When I was growing up, 15, 16, someone would say, hey, you need to go ahead and start planning your life, what you want to do when you graduate from high school.
Direction. Do
you want to go to college? You know what I mean? Which direction are you going in? So a lot of these young kids, they don't have that. They don't have no one pushing them to say, hey, where are you going? What's your next step? What's going on after this, after you graduate? Is this your limit right here, high school? Or are you going to go beyond? So what's going on? So
that project is important.
Yeah, it's like this generation is not focused on, hey, what's my next step? Oh, I'm living for right now, and that's it. I graduated, I'm good. It's no, you gotta see more for yourself.
Right.
Have to see more for yourself because guess what? If you want a family, you have to be able to set your life up to take care of your family.
Absolutely.
That way if you have kids, Dad, I need this, you have it.
Yes.
Because even as an adult, kids will be in your life. Mom, I need something from you. Dad, could you look out for me this month? My light bill, and I'm kind of short. So you have to have a plan for whatever comes once you become an adult, once you become a man in life, But this generation, I think we need to kind of like sit this generation down and just have, like teach them what life is about. What do you want in life? What do you need in life? What's your plans for your life?
Planning and forecasting your life is more than just about. I know a lot of the culture is be present, be in the moment. And I respect that, right? Yeah. Be grounded in the moment, but also, like you said, I think they're lacking that guidance. Like we had a lot of the old heads that had come through a lot of different things. I'm a 70s baby. So what does that make me? Gen X? All the letters, whatever it is.
70s,
it was a different world though.
Different.
Right? Very different direction. And I think a lot of it has to do with we tried to not do like so much of what our parents did because we didn't like some of the things, and then our children tried to not do, and we tried to do better. But I think we went too far left because we pulled back some of those things that are necessary to build and instill in our children for them to be better and to do better than us. Because any parent, that's all you want, right, is for your children to do better than you. So to my next point, perfect segue, a lot of men feel pressure to be a protector, to be a provider, to be problem solvers, emotional anchors for your wife, your daughter, what have you. What burden do you think that men carry that women don't see?
Taking care of them. Because you have to provide for every need, especially with multiple kids. So if there's one child in the house, you can just tend to that one need. But if you have, for instance, I have 6 grandkids,
Okay.
right? 6 grandkids. So it'll come time where you may need to tend to each one of these personalities, each one of these needs. Grandpa, I need this. Because as a grandpa, as a grandparent, you still have to be a parent. You know, you're not the direct parent, but you assist the parent. So that's why it's kind of like making sure you're able to, like, for instance, I took care of my kids, right? So my kids see the way I took care of them, and that will go on down the line.
You instilled it in them.
Right. So now, but I'm still being that father figure, even though I'm a grandfather.
Right.
But I'll still be that father figure. Hey, Grandpa, could you help me out with this? Grandpa, look at my homework. Could you let me know what's going on? It's for me, when I had kids, it was a pressure for me to make sure I can provide for my family.
Yes.
So that was a pressure for me. So, and I had girls.
Mm.
So
Ooh.
pressure, the pressure was, Dad, could you give me some pads? Go to the store. Now, growing up, 70s, 80s and stuff, men did not go, but as a man, as a provider, you have to do what you have to do when you start having kids. So
yes.
I had girls in the house. Then I need pads. I can't leave the house because I don't have pads. Okay, I'll be right back.
That takes some flexibility, right?
And and as a protector, as you said, telling the kids about life. For instance, my mom would always tell me, "Hey, listen. If you go out there and you get in trouble, you get in trouble by yourself." Right. So I would harp on my kids about dating, about friends, right? Know who your friends are, know your circle, right? Because everybody that's in your circle sometimes may not be the right fit for your circle, right? Relationship, someone in your life might not be the right fit for your life. As a parent, you've seen things I don't know about them in your life. I don't know, friends. And he looked like he's
might not be right. Yeah.
He's a good candidate, to be locked up. But as a parent, you have to sort of teach the do's and don'ts.
Yes.
Who you need to be around, people that's like-minded like you are, that, okay, this is what I'm trying to do with my life, this is where I'm going, this is what I'm trying to do. You don't need no one discouraging. What you going to college for?
Right.
That's stupid, man. That's stupid. Growing up, like in the 80s, I graduated in the 80s. But before I graduated, I had good friends, and we started, we went from junior high to high school, and got to high school, some of my friends started dropping out of school. I said to myself, I can't afford to drop out of school because I need
something.
I need to finish school.
Right.
At least finish school and then figure out, college and everything and just start to develop my path in my life. And that starts by finishing high school.
Yes.
And then moving on to what you want to do in your life. What you're majoring in, and how long it's going to be, and what's the best opportunity out there for you to, once you graduate and things like that, get your college degree and move on in life. So I try to that's what I tell my kids. I said, hey, listen, the best thing you can do is finish school, go to college, finish college, because that is something they can never take away from you.
My mother said the same thing.
They can never take that away from you. Yep. So
I like that. Now, let me just ask you, just to set the stage properly. Were you in a 2-parent household or one?
Yeah, at a certain point, I was in a 2-parent household.
Okay.
But mom and dad,
yeah, they
kind of, but it was it was all right.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, everybody want to see their mom and dad together.
Of
forever.
course.
You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
you know, in life, you know, these stories don't end the way as it does in the movies and things like
Right,
that.
right,
So,
right.
you know, things happen, people go their separate ways. But you know, I had two great parents, you know,
Wonderful.
so growing up, so they were both good.
That's
You
good.
know, just wish they would have been together,
Right.
you know, through my adulthood, you know. So
But it looks like their influence still,
oh yeah,
whatever they
oh
instilled
yeah,
in you
oh yeah,
still made you the man that you are today.
yeah.
So to that end, let me ask you, um, what is it that you may have struggled with in silence because you're wearing that mantra and that weight of be a man? Because I grew up where they told boys, don't cry. Right. And I'm of the mindset now that if I run into a man that cannot cry, I'm running as fast as I can in the opposite direction, because that frustration, all of that, the anger, everything else has to go somewhere at some point. So you either explode or implode. And so I'm very much of the mindset that I need an emotionally intelligent man who can feel his feels, just to express them in a way that's not going to harm anyone.
Right. And that comes from basically like if you grew up in a household that was boisterous,
Mm-hmm.
right, you'll be able to vocalize your whatever's going through
Mm-hmm.
in your life, you know, but sometimes some men is like, man, I can't let them know I lost my job.
Mm.
You know, and that'll be tough for me to come home and say, hey, I lost my job today. And then now you have the pressure of, well, how are you going to provide, depending on the person.
Right.
You know, but with that being said, as a man, and sometimes you hold that in, but you got to think to yourself, what am I going to do once because I've been let go, I've been fired and stuff like that, basically fired. And the first thing in my mind is what I'm going to do next. What job am I going to do? So immediately I start putting the game plan in effect. I start, okay, so I left this job to get this job, and I got let go by this job. So I'm gonna go back to this job because I left in good standings.
That's important, right?
I left that bridge open so I can go back. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you leave a job, you have to leave that bridge open. Leave in good standing. That way, if you have to go back, you're like, oh, yeah, he left in good standing, gave us 2 weeks notice, and completed 2 weeks notice. Not give a notice, and they notice that you're not coming to work. So
that's the comedy creeping in.
No, not that type of notice. But so for me, right, the pressure is just keeping afloat.
Yes.
You know, staying afloat. You know, my thing was to always to keep a job.
Yes, sir.
Because I know there's people in life that just quit jobs here and there, and you ask, what you gonna do about a job?
Mm-hmm.
I'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Figure it out. You need a job. There's bills to pay. But as a man, sometimes we carry that burden on us that we have to, you know, like we have to carry that, you know, that shelter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have to be that shelter, like you say, that protector. So we carry that burden on us. But if we have things in play, and you know the type of person you are, you will never have to worry about, am I going to be okay? You will always be okay, especially if you believe in God.
Hello.
It's number one, God will not leave you where the devil tried to get you. So remember that. So whenever you feel like you're short, God has you. Whatever you don't have, he will provide. So for me, I carried burdens in my life, but I knew God was always there to provide. I lost the job, like I said, and I had just had my first son.
Ooh.
Right? So it was like, boop, boop. I got a baby, no job. 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 So that being said, there was pressure on me.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
Lucky in life, God said, listen, you left the job that you had before. You know you got credits, right? I said, Jesus, for real? Yeah, you got credits. Go to the unemployment office.
Hello.
Fill up for unemployment. And guess what? All the credits that you had working, they're going to give you something.
Yep.
I said, Jesus, you for real? Have I lied to you? Have I ever lied to you? Boom. I had unemployment for a couple of months until, I was able to get back working.
Okay.
Because when you're out of work, it just feel like it's more pressure. Even though you're getting a check, but that little check, you already know it's not enough.
Right.
It's just enough.
Right.
So that's why I was like, okay, lost my job, get unemployment, but I got to get back on somebody else's job. So
yes.
That's why I was like, okay.
So that's the key, though, to get back on it. Don't just sit down.
No, you can't sit down. There's no time to sit down because, hey, the clock is ticking.
Indeed.
The clock is ticking. While you sitting down, somebody else applying for the job that you want.
Hello.
So get on it, So, but just remember, in this world, you don't have to carry no burden by yourself. You just put it in Jesus' hand and he will take care of it. As a man, we carry it, Women, y'all carry it too, because, hey, I'm not going to leave women out.
Mm-hmm.
Women carry the burden of, hey, my house got to be in order.
Yes, sir.
My house is in order. My life is in order. Whether you have a job or not, your life is in order. The house is in order. Everything is going to run smoothly. But if it's upside down, everything's going to be upside down.
That's true.
So as human beings, sometimes we have to put our faith, our belief in the one and only Savior Jesus Christ that, hey, he's going to provide no matter what you're going through, So
faith.
He's the one.
That's important.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we were talking about earlier, made several references to children and having children and fatherhood, right? And that's one of the things that we wanted to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So what is one thing? There's so many, I'm sure. But what is one thing about fatherhood that you were never prepared for? Nobody ever told you about.
Well, one thing was, changing diapers. Getting some stuff up under your nails and stuff like that, and squirting on you. And,
yes, Lord. That's part of the initiation.
Oh, yeah. And once they do that, boy, you blessed. Like, pooped on me. Yes. Yeah. But things I weren't ready for, that was one of the things. But, the girls.
Yeah.
With their menstrual cycle.
Yeah.
As a dad, you're like, I think maybe this one, right? I already got the pads, but maybe your mom will talk to you about what you need to do, okay? Because that department is not my department.
That's not your department.
But as far as, I think tough things were to, like for instance, I had, my oldest one, just talking to my boys, hey, listen, you get to that age,
tough.
Boys gonna like you, but remember, as a boy, a man, we have one thing, most of us have one thing in mind. So you want to make sure you protect yourself.
Yes.
So because, I've always preached that to the kids, hey, listen, you don't want to start no family early and you're not prepared. So that's one thing. So, but for me, things that I wasn't prepared for, I was prepared to have the kids because I wanted kids, early, right?
Okay.
That way you grow with them.
Yes.
And you're not.
Yes.
Because you know how some people, we're going to plan, what, you 30?
They 30 and 40, just starting out, yeah.
40-something, you're having a child. When you're 60, the child is only 20.
Yeah.
So planning, right, is the best thing, but plan early. Mm-hmm. That way the kids can enjoy you and you can enjoy the kids.
That's true.
You can grow together.
That's
what I mean? And you can still be, and sometimes as a parent, what we do, we get, and I don't mean to get off the subject, but we get cool with the kids.
Yes.
We become friend.
Sometimes so cool.
We can't be friend because as you see how this generation is, everything is so dramatic. It's just off the chain. They spazzing out.
No emotional control.
No emotional control. These kids, they fighting. Everything's on social media, and it's making things worse. You know, because back in the days, people fought, but there was no social media.
Right.
It was word of mouth.
Right.
And everybody could say, "Now that didn't happen. That didn't happen.
Nah.
Now that didn't happen. That
I whooped him. He didn't whoop me.
Sure. All right, baddest man hit my hand.
Right. Oh my, you took that. You took
baddest man hit my hand right now.
I bet you won't do it.
You know that guy got some free legs. The guy in the middle. Baddest man. Wow. Hey, look, now he hit you.
Yeah, right.
He hit you. Not me. Nah, but that was the most pressure, you know, having kids and just being prepared to be a father.
Yes.
Right. That's pressure right there in its own. But changing diapers, you know, I mastered that.
Okay.
Kids, you know, kids just going wild and stuff like that. I was cool because, you know, hey, everything was good. But there was no pressure. It's just, you know, being a parent is pressure in itself.
Right.
On both sides.
Learning
for women, you know, so because, hey, listen, you know, pressure is, hey, Nikki, whew, I'm tired. You got him right now?
Yeah, team no sleep, for sure.
You got this, whew, it's your turn, tapping you. Hey, Tony, now come on now. Ooh,
right.
I'm tired. I did all the work.
Right. Did you wash the bottles? But you ain't get the nipples. Whoa. It's done.
Hey, don't heat it up too hot. Make sure. Yeah, it's kind of hot. Okay, wait.
You gonna burn it. How many times you give that the baby jump? Oh, I'm sorry, baby.
Yeah.
Right. Been there, done that.
Oh man, yeah.
Trial and error, though.
Oh yeah. But you know, you learn. So by the time you have grandkids, you're a pro.
Indeed, and then you can give them back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's
the fun part.
That part.
You love them.
Oh man.
You love them with everything. It's a different kind of love. Maybe it's so much so because you know you can give them back.
Oh yeah. I miss you. Time to go, buddy.
Right.
My grandson, I had him like a couple of months ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I tell you, I felt like what you call it from the Fresh Prince, Joffrey.
Uh-huh.
They were like, "Hello, come on. I need to get my chicken nuggets right now. Hello.
Right now.
Papa, where are you? Can you get the barbecue sauce? Hurry up. And after this, I would like to go to the restroom to defecate and bring the baby wipes that they gave you to wipe my butt. I don't want to be itchy later. Thank you.
The powdery ones.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Make sure you send the scented ones.
Could you wipe the corners of my mouth for me? I'm feeling like something's there.
Yeah, there's some extra children.
Kids are fun.
Yeah, they are. Now, circling back to the mental health part of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the difference is for men in being strong and pretending everything is okay?
Oh man, we do that all the time. You know, knowing that, hey, you know, for instance, let's say you have issues at work, right? You're not going to say, hey, you're not going to come home and say, hey, I'm thinking about leaving work because it's just too much for me. Because in your mind, it's like you're thinking about what she's going to say. If you say you want to leave your job, you know, it's going to be an ongoing conversation. Okay, if you leave this job, so what you got planned? What's your next move? Because you know, there's still bills right here. See these bills right here? They still got to be paid. So as a man, mentally, sometimes you get drained, and sometimes we just need like I always tell people, when you drain and you mentally like you just can't feel like it's just you can't take it. You just gotta go to a park, cut your phone off, and sit down and just look at the birds, and maybe bring your loaf of bread and feed the pigeons and stuff like that. Because sometimes the stress, right, can be like unbearable.
Indeed.
That you cannot really focus, and sometimes you feel like you're gonna snap, right? Because the pressure's on you with everything in life, you know. So, for instance, hey, who's picking up the kids? Hey, the kids got to go to football practice. Hey, who's picking up so and so from band practice after school? Listen, it's sometimes it's just become, just frustrating, and it's not that you don't love
You do.
your family. You love your family and you want to do everything you possibly can. But as a man, sometimes we need like a little mental break.
Yes, a lot of times.
A lot of times. So as you say, men, we need peace, 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 peace. Because sometimes we may not express how we're feeling, may keep it in, which is a bad thing. And that can cause to, long lasting, illnesses and things like that.
Indeed.
Stress on the inside of the body is not good for men.
Stress is a silent killer.
Yes. So it could bust your heart.
Yes.
Stress can cause, your eyes, all type of stuff back here can hurt. Stress can cause pain in parts. You say, why am I hurting here? Because of stress. So sometimes as a man, we need like a place to release or just get like some type of relief, just to let it out. Or as the other half, hey, honey, what can I do?
Yes.
To, if there's something you need to talk about, can we talk? Can we find some type of communication midway point that we can see what's going on? If because sometimes you may need to see a counselor.
Yes, that's true.
Because sometimes the mentality is, and one thing you have to know that God loves you, right? So God loving you, right? And you have to love yourself. So, but sometimes that mental is like, I should just eliminate myself from the equation and that'd be the best thing.
We talked about that on our last show, that suicide is at a very high rate with particularly Black men.
Yeah. Why? Because the pressure of being good, being great, but God has already made you great. You just got to find out what you're great at.
Yes, sir.
So if you do something to yourself, you leave your loved ones behind.
Indeed.
And who's to say that there's not another little loved one that cannot take you being gone and decides that they want to go with you? So always think about not just yourself, but think about your family, the impact, because sometimes as a parent, you do not know how much you mean to that life.
Yes. Yes.
Sometimes that life look at you as you're their world.
Everything.
You're their savior. Oh my. They thank God for you. So even though we go through mental issues and we break down, and sometimes as a man, you got to ask for help.
That's true.
If it's mentally messing with you. And if you have the right resources, there are resources
absolutely
that you can reach out to and say, hey, I feel like I just can't take it. And those resources will help you get through it. Because remember, you're not only living for you, but you're living for the ones that you created on this earth.
I'm glad you brought that up because we are looking to partner with Fellas Aligned. We have Coach Baruti that we'll be talking to on the panel today as well. He's a part of that. And men need their own spaces where women are absent from, where you can talk about the things that are important to men without our input. Now, as support and as women, we can do well to give you a platform and just let you talk sometimes and not try to fix it and not criticize it and not judge it, right? But sometimes, like you said, you do need to talk to someone else. And even if a men's group is not necessarily for you or a good friend, a therapist may be aligned. I spoke about this before. I grew up where I was told we don't do it the white folks medicine, right? And so for many, many years I suffered with anxiety and depression. And last year I went and got on medication, and it was a stark difference.
Okay.
Now, after 11 months, I was able to wean myself off
Yeah.
with the help of my psychiatrist
Mhm.
and my therapist. But talking to somebody that did not know me
Right.
and did not have any preconceived notions about me,
Right.
sometimes it's easier to talk to somebody that doesn't know anything about you.
Yeah.
Because then you can say what you need to say
Right.
from your own perspective
Right.
and get those key points out. And then they can give you a perspective that might be a little bit different from
Exactly.
yours
Yeah.
without the judgment.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep.
So that's super important.
Yeah, very,
And so,
very important. Very
so to that end, Tony, I told you I wasn't going to hold you long. So let's talk about legacy. So 20 years from now,
Mhm.
what do you want people to remember about you?
20 years from now, that, hey, he was a good guy. And if you ever needed anything from me, I can do the best that I can. If you need a quarter, I'll break $1 and give you a quarter and keep 75 for myself. But but the way I want to remember it is he was a good guy, right? And for like the family, hey, he was very supportive. He took care of his family. Loved his grandkids, loved kids, and just took care of his house. Loved his wife and things like that. So that's how I want to be remembered. I want to be remembered as a great person. You know what I mean? It's a person that'll look out for anyone and make sure people are good. Because I always call people. That's my thing. I always give people a call. Wow, yeah, I haven't heard from you yet. Well, just want to check on you. Make sure you're good.
That's important.
Oh yeah, and as people, that's what we have to do. Sometimes somebody you got to talk to in a while, just give them a call. Hey man, listen, I know it's been a minute, but we got to get together, and just
And do it. Yeah.
chill for a minute, just chop it up and talk about old times and stuff like that. That's it, because sometimes you can come at the right time for somebody and be like,
That's true.
wow,
Well,
I needed that, brother.
I can definitely attest to you being there. Y'all, this man came out in pain. I told him he could stay home and relax, and I understood, but he came through anyway. He waited an hour because, man, when I tell you so much stuff that happened today, but he waited patiently, even knowing that you have things that you need to do for yourself. But you came out to support, and I definitely appreciate you for that, my friend. Now, we talked about strength, we talked about fatherhood, mental health, and the burdens men carry. So, my final question for you is, if there's somebody watching right now of this generation, and they're struggling with the conversation that we're having right now and maybe feeling lost, what advice would you give to him? What would you want him to know?
Talk to somebody. I know some of the young guys, you look at some of these older guys as maybe like sometimes as a father figure. And if he's a positive father figure, you can always say, hey, this is what I'm going through. Can you guide me? Let me know what I need to do, to make, plan my life better, and sit down with somebody with knowledge, someone with experience, someone that's been around, that knows and is going to guide you and direct you the right way. Because sometimes, like I said earlier on, some people never grow up. So you don't want to be with those people because that means you won't grow up. So you want to be with someone that's mature and that's going to sit you down and take you under their wings and teach you the right way and the right things to do and get you a good path. You know what I mean? So that's what I would say. That's what I'm leaving with you today. So remember, one thing is that you're not alone. You don't have to be alone. You always have Jesus with you. But on earth, we have what we call um, we have like guardian angels. So they walk the earth, and all you have to do is pick one and speak to them, and they will provide you with information that'll keep you on the right track. So, like I said, find someone with knowledge that's been around and someone you can talk to.
Absolutely.
Not no one your age, but someone that is more knowledgeable with experience. So that's what I leave with you young guys out there, and also young ladies out there, so But yeah, just stay encouraged. It's gonna be all right. Remember, Jesus loves you and will always protect you.
Thank you, Tony. I appreciate you so much.
And Nick, you're like, man, I need you to come to work, man. Damn your foot.
I did not say
Damn
that.
your foot.
Thank y'all. Thank you.
Hey, but I did take a nap though, boy. In that car, that hour,